Yes, good afternoon, folks. I figured we'd take a minute or two and talk about an Adobe technology called Adobe Target that some of you may or may not be familiar with. We're just going to take a few minutes to talk about that. So I'm going to put it here on the board. Hopefully, this is legible. I've been working on my handwriting. Um, so hopefully that is legible. We're going to talk about Adobe Target. Question, okay? What does it do? So there's two main, I guess, functionality that it does. Two main functions that it does. I guess that's the better word. One is personalization, and the other is testing. Okay, and by testing, what do we mean by that? Because when we talk about testing, there's a whole lot of things that could mean, right? So mainly what we're talking about is what they call A/B testing and what they call multivariate testing, which I'm just going to say MBT for short. Okay, so I guess I could have said ABT and MVT for short, just so we can keep the conversation moving. So when you get to personalization, and Adobe Target is it does have some AI driven functionality, machine learning functionality that makes it special, that makes it, that allows it to stand out from other tools. And, I'm not going to mention other technologies. I don't want to put any other technologies down because, every, each one of each technology had its niche. You know what I mean? So it's not my place to put one technology down. One technology may be geared for people with a certain budget and maybe a certain use case, etc. Adobe Target has some really nice features, but it may not. It's not going to fit every single use case. But it does have a lot of good things going for it. So I feel like, and then even conceptually, a lot of the concepts behind Adobe Target are going to apply to a lot of different technologies. One good thing I can say about it right off the bat is it it has a nice integration with Adobe Analytics because to do the targeting you need some kind of data source, right? So you know Adobe Analytics can be that data source that provides the data needed for it to do its thing in terms of the personalization. Now, we're not going to be able to get into all the concepts because you got things like recommendations, you got auto targeting, you got auto allocation. I mean, even the A/B testing and the multivariate testing, those have nuances as well. So I think what we'll do is that's what we'll do. We'll talk about the A/B testing a little bit. We'll talk about the multivariate testing a little bit, and then we'll talk about the actual personalization piece in a in a different video. Because even with personalization, you have the form based experience, and you also have a more visual, what you see is what you get kind of experience, where you're kind of dragging and dropping UI elements and creating variations that you can test. So all of that is um, all those are videos, in and of themselves. So since A/B testing and multivariate testing are very basic, I won't say basic, standard concepts that you'll come across in a wide range of things. I guess we can kind of start there. A/B testing is what it sounds like. There was a song long time ago by a group called Black Sheep. What the chorus is like, you can get with this or you can get with that. There's even like a commercial. Um, there's even a commercial that has the music that says you can get with this or you can get with that. I don't know if y'all have seen that commercial, but that's a song that came out a while back, and that's A/B testing. You have two different variations of a thing. You're testing to see which one is better um, for your target audience, and man, and see, and right when I said that, I'm thinking, man, audiences in and of itself is a whole nother concept that we'll have to talk about another time. Um, because it's all about segmentation, and being able to deliver the right message or the right experience to the right audience segment, or even better, the right individual user. If you can segment it down to the individual user, so people feel like they're getting an individualized experience, that's more or less what the consumer almost expects in 2025 and beyond. So if you're not doing that right now, you need to be looking for ways to do that. And hopefully some of these conversations will put you on the road to that. Multivariate is, I guess, the way that it sounds. You're testing a variety of variations to see which ones are the most relevant, right? So if you're testing different layouts and stuff like that, all the big companies that do e-commerce and stuff, they do it. They may not be using Adobe Target, but they're doing something. Otherwise, they're just not going to be able to compete. They have to be able to test different layouts, different, maybe put the button over here, maybe this color, maybe this purchase, buying history. They're going to have to, find out what's the right, combination of variables, for their product or their service, right? So, and for every company, the combination may be a little different. You know what I mean? So they got to be able to figure it out. They got to have folks that can look at the data and narrow down the variations, right? Narrow down the variations so that you are getting those conversions, or that you are getting that engagement that you want, whether it's an actual sale. Conversions mean different things to different companies. Or you may not have a conversion per se. You may have a goal of having a certain level of engagement, right? So whatever that goal is, when you talk about personalization and things of that nature, it just forces you to have all that stuff clearly defined, right? Have it clearly defined so that your developers and your business practitioners, your architects can go to work to make it happen for you, right? Numerically, mathematically, statistically, whatever the terminology you want to use. We'll have to talk about debugging, because when you're implementing these technical solutions, you're going to have to be able to debug, and you're going to have to be able to go in and out of QA mode. So we'll talk about all that stuff, but I figured we'd hit the A/B testing and multivariate testing first. That'd be a good conversation piece before we break off into all the other things related to Adobe Target. And like I said, even if Adobe Target's not your thing, a lot of these concepts will be relevant for personalization in general. Personalization, if your company's not doing it, like I said, with or without Adobe Target, you need to be doing it. You need to have some kind of personalization strategy in 2025. If you have a company that needs some kind of engagement or some kind of conversion, you're going to need personalization. All right. So I think we can stop the conversation there. We'll talk later. Peace.